a place usually known for icebergs and polar bears, not military bases. Well, it turns out this isn't just a random deployment. It's a calculated move, part of a classic military strategy that's getting a modern-day revival, the NATO Tripwire. What exactly is a tripwire strategy? Imagine you're trying to protect your house. You could build a massive fortress, or you could simply place a thin, almost invisible wire across the entryway. If an intruder steps on it, an alarm blares, alerting everyone, including your very big, very strong neighbors, that someone has crossed the line. The intruder knows that breaking that small wire means dealing with a much bigger response than just you. That's the tripwire. In geopolitical terms, it's about placing a small, symbolic military force in a strategic location. This force isn't there to win a war on its own. It's there to act as that alarm. Any attack on this small contingent automatically triggers a response from the entire alliance. For NATO, this is governed by Article 5, which states that an attack on one member is an attack on all. So, attacking a few soldiers in Greenland isn't just attacking them, it's picking a fight with the United States, the UK, France, Germany, and the rest of the 32-nation alliance. It raises the stakes of any aggression from a small skirmish to a potential global conflict, making any potential adversary think twice, or maybe 3 or 4 times. So, why Greenland now? The answer lies in the rapidly changing Arctic. For centuries, the Arctic was a frozen, inaccessible fortress of its own. But climate change is melting the ice at an alarming rate. This isn't just an environmental issue, it's a massive geopolitical one. The melting ice is opening up new shipping lanes, like the Northern Sea Route, which can cut travel time between Asia and Europe by weeks. Think of it as a new Suez Canal, but at the top of the world. These new routes are incredibly valuable, and with them comes access to a treasure trove of untapped natural resources: oil, natural gas, rare earth minerals, you name it. It's estimated that the Arctic holds a significant portion of the world's undiscovered fossil fuels. Suddenly, the once barren Arctic is prime real estate, and major powers like Russia and China are taking notice. Russia, with its extensive Arctic coastline, has been militarizing its northern frontier for years. They've reopened Soviet-era bases, built new ones, and deployed advanced weapons systems, including icebreakers armed with cruise missiles. They see the Arctic as their backyard and are asserting their dominance. China, despite having no Arctic coastline, has declared itself a near-Arctic state. They're investing heavily in the region, building icebreakers and seeking economic partnerships, a strategy some call Polar Silk Road. Their interests are primarily economic. But wherever economic interests go, strategic and military concerns are never far behind. This brings us back to Greenland. Geographically, Greenland is the cornerstone of the Arctic. It sits at the nexus of the Arctic and Atlantic Oceans, overlooking these emerging sea lanes. The GIUK gap, that's Greenland, Iceland, and the United Kingdom, is a critical naval choke point during the Cold War. Controlling this gap was essential for NATO to prevent Soviet submarines from breaking out into the Atlantic. Today, its importance is being rediscovered. Any power that controls Greenland has a significant advantage in monitoring and potentially controlling maritime traffic, both commercial and military, in the North Atlantic. The United States has long recognized Greenland's importance, maintaining Thule Air Base, now called Patuxent Space Base, for decades. It's the U.S. military's northernmost installation, a key part of its missile warning and space surveillance network. But the recent arrival of European troops signals a shift. This isn't just a U.S.-led effort anymore. It's a collective NATO response. By sending soldiers from various European nations, NATO is diversifying the tripwire. It's sending a clear message. The security of the Arctic, and specifically Greenland, is not just a concern for Denmark, which Greenland is an autonomous territory of, or the United States. It's a collective European and North American security interest. An act of aggression in Greenland would result in casualties from multiple NATO countries, making the political and diplomatic fallout for the aggressor massive and immediate. This strategy is not new. During the Cold War, NATO stationed multinational forces in West Germany, most famously in the Fulda Gap, a potential invasion route for Soviet tanks. The American, British, and French soldiers there weren't numerous enough to stop a full-scale Warsaw Pact invasion, but they were the tripwire. An attack there would have meant war with the major Western powers instantly. The goal was deterrence, not defense in the traditional sense. Make the cost of aggression so predictably high that no one would dare try it. Today, we're seeing this playbook adapted for the 21st century in the High North. But it's not without its complexities. The people of Greenland have their own aspiration. There's a growing independence movement, and many locals are wary of their island becoming a chessboard for great power competition. They want the economic benefits that development might bring, but not at the cost of their environment or sovereignty. So, any NATO presence must be handled with immense diplomatic care, respecting Greenland's autonomy and ensuring that the local population also sees the benefits of this increased security presence. Furthermore, the tripwire strategy relies on credibility. The potential aggressor must believe that NATO will actually respond. That's why these deployments, even if small, are so significant. They are a physical demonstration of commitment. It's one thing to make a promise in a treaty. It's another to have boots on the ground, sharing the risk. The presence of soldiers from countries like France, Germany, or the UK in Greenland makes the Article 5 commitment tangible. So, as the Arctic ice continues to melt, the geopolitical temperature is rising. The arrival of European troops in Greenland is a quiet but firm move in this new great game. It's NATO drawing a line in the snow, planting the flag of collective defense, and setting up a 21st century tripwire to keep the peace in one of the world's most critical and rapidly changing regions. The message is simple. The Arctic is not a lawless frontier up for grabs. Any attempt to change the status quo by force will trigger an alarm that will be heard all across the North Atlantic. It's a fascinating, high-stakes development that we'll be keeping a close eye on. What do you think of this strategy? Is it a smart move for deterrence or a risky escalation? Let me know your thoughts in the comments below. Thanks for watching, and if you found this breakdown helpful, be sure to like this video and subscribe for more deep dives into global affairs. See you next time.